Hey guys, in this video I'll talk about the Bazaar's current rank system and tips and tricks to take advantage of it. The developers have stated that they will change the system in the future, so keep that in mind. I'll read the message from their Discord pins. Quote, the current rating system uses an ELO type calculation based on your opponents and your ELO at the time you started the run. It is calculated on a per PvP result basis and applied in aggregate at the end of each run. We'll be moving to a wins-based system instead soon. End quote. Right now, you start as Bronze 5 and work your way up to Bronze 1. Then you get promoted to Silver 5 and so on until you reach Gold, then Diamond, then Legend. During this part of the ranking system, MMR does not play a role visually, but it is still being calculated in the background. I will now explain what you should do if you care about fake internet points or not. If Legend without having a high Legend number is your goal, you do not need to care about how the MMR system works. All you need to do then is to play a lot and get as many wins as you can so that you can go infinite on the gem requirement to play. If you get 7 wins, you get 2 chests, which on average will give you a bit less than 100 gems. I'm pretty sure it's 47 gems per chest on average. And as you know, it costs 100 gems to play ranked. If you care about stacking up gems to become rich in the Bazaar, I think the best strategy is to only use tickets when playing ranked. So farm normal tickets, which are worth 100 gems each, and then use the tickets. If you care about your legend rank, it's very important that you learn the MMR system and use it to your advantage. I will explain how it works now. There is no skill-based matchmaking. You can as a Bronze 5 player versus a rank 1 legend player. An ELO system that counts wins and losses. Depending on who you win or lose versus, you will gain or lose more or less MMR. In high ranks, 10 wins and 3 losses usually means minus MMR, depending on your opponents. The system only cares about wins and losses and does not care if you concede. Win day 1 and concede and you will gain MMR. Lose day 1 and concede and you will lose MMR. Concede before the first PvP fight and nothing happens to your MMR. In practice, in this current meta, the most optimal way to gain MMR is to play dually with Ignition Core as your best option, followed by Companion and Shield Core. Ignition being the most consistent for MMR gain, while Companion and Shield Core can be very, very strong, but not quite as consistent. To be competitive at the very top, you would have to not only play the meta very well, but you would also need to learn when to concede if you are low rolling or if you lose early PvE fights. Lastly, and probably the most impactful advice to gain MMR, is to play more hours than your competition and at strategic hours where the average opponent is worse. If you do not follow these tips and tricks, it is very, very hard to compete with the top. You can be the best player by far, having a perfect score every game, but still not end up at rank 1 if you don't play enough hours. Or you can make perfect decisions in your games and versus opponents that were luckier than you, which happens more often during prime time than other times of the day. I'll give you guys a short summary. 1. No skill-based matchmaking. 2. ELO system. 3. Only wins and losses matters. Conceding does not count as a loss. 4. Play the best meta builds. 5. Learn when to concede. 6. Play a lot and at the right time of the day. Thanks for listening. Hope you enjoyed. If you aren't tired of my voice yet, I'll continue yapping just a bit more. So with all of this in mind, does rank reflect player skill? I would say more yes than no, but it's close. No, because the system heavily favors people that plays a lot while using all the hidden strategies possible to gain MMR in an easy meta where player skill does not matter as much. Yes, because the higher the rank you are, the more you have most likely played the meta build of the patch, and the more experience you have playing it. On average, a top 100 player would most likely win a tournament versus a top 4000 player, especially if there has been no meta changes. And on average, a top 100 player probably puts more hours into the game, so even if they aren't as creative or skilled as an overall player, they will easily fill that gap through experience. All of this changes depending on how hard the current patch is. During the Crook Pig patch, we saw a huge increase in MMR across the board. During the Vanessa Port patch, most top players either camped or lost MMR. And now in this meta, we're seeing even bigger MMR increases than during the Crook patch. So some patches favor time played more than others. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's my first time doing this type of video, so please give me feedback on how to do it better next time. Also, if there are any parts that I missed or questions that you have that I didn't cover, please put it in the comments and I'll try to answer them.